Hey everyone. Today, I'm diving into a hot topic, the comparison between Rell Seas and Blox Fruits. With the recent updates and all the buzz around these two games, I wanted to share my thoughts on why I believe Rell Seas is the best upcoming game. So, let's jump right into it. After seeing the latest Blox Fruits Dragon rework and other new stuff added in the recent update, I have to admit I'm starting to grow tired of the constant coping from the Blox Fruits community. But let's be real. When you compare what we've seen from the upcoming Blox Fruits update with what Rell Seas has to offer, it's not even close. Rell Seas takes the cake by a very high margin. Before I go any further, I want to address something important. The gaming community is full of it, and I'm not immune. There are aspects of Blox Fruits that may actually be better than Rell Seas. But because of how biased the communities are toward each other, Rell Seas fans won't admit it. And honestly, I can be guilty of this too. Sometimes the inner hater in me just kicks in, and I end up saying something is bad even when I know it isn't. But that's just how bias works, right? It clouds our judgment. I'm sure there are things that Blox Fruits does well, but it's hard to see past my preference for Rell Seas. Let's dive deeper into the specific issues that make Blox Fruits frustrating for many players, including myself. While the game has its fan base, there are several glaring problems that can't be ignored. Here's what really grinds my gears. First up, let's talk about PvP, which is where the game really falls apart for me. The player versus player experience in Blox Fruits is not just unbalanced, it's also plagued by toxic behavior. The mechanics themselves favor certain strategies that make the game unfun for anyone who isn't into constant frustration. Let's start with the runners. You'll often encounter players who just run away during fights, especially if they're losing. They'll spam movement abilities to keep their distance, dragging out the fight endlessly. It turns what should be an exciting duel into a tedious game of cat and mouse. And when they finally get the upper hand, you'll often see them spamming the chat with easy, easy, as if they've achieved something remarkable. It's not just annoying, it's downright toxic. Then there are the spammers. These are the players who rely on spamming the same overpowered abilities over and over again. Instead of engaging in a skillful battle, they'll just keep their distance and spam attacks that are difficult to counter. And again, once they win, they'll be quick to hit you with easy, easy in the chat, rubbing salt in the wound. It's like they thrive on making the game miserable for others. If you're that kind of player, shame on you, bro. Next, the progression system in Blox Fruits feels like a never-ending grind. Sure, grinding is a part of any RPG, but in Blox Fruits, it feels like the progression is artificially slowed down to encourage you to spend money on game passes or boosts. You have to spend countless hours farming the same enemies or quests just to level up or get better fruits. This kind of repetitive gameplay can quickly become tiresome and turn what should be an enjoyable experience into a chore. Lastly, there's the issue of hackers. Unfortunately, Blox Fruits is plagued with them. Hackers can easily exploit the game, whether it's through auto-farming, teleporting, or using cheats that give them unfair advantages in PvP. This not only ruins the fun for legitimate players, but also makes the game feel like a lost cause if the developers can't or won't address the issue effectively. Imagine spending hours grinding, only to have a hacker ruin your progress in seconds. It's beyond frustrating. Now let's talk about why Rell Seas is standing out, especially when compared to Blox Fruits. The way the developers, the Rell brothers, handle their game and community is on a whole different level. They're not just creating a game, they're building a relationship with their players. And that makes all the difference. One of the key ways the Rell brothers keep their community excited is through consistent sneak peeks. Unlike Blox Fruits, where updates can feel like they're few and far between, Rell Seas developers regularly drop teasers that keep everyone hyped. These sneak peeks aren't just random screenshots or vague hints, they're detailed previews of what's to come. Whether it's new fruits, revamped abilities, or completely new game mechanics, the sneak peeks are designed to show that the game is evolving in response to what players want. The Rell brothers are known for being incredibly responsive to their community. They actively engage with players through social media and community forums, taking feedback seriously and making adjustments based on what their fans say. This isn't something you see as much with Blox Fruits, where it sometimes feels like the developers are a bit distant, focusing more on major updates without as much communication in between. What's also clear is that Rell Seas isn't just a cash grab, it's a passion project. While monetization is a part of any game, the way Rell Seas approaches it feels a lot more player-friendly. The Rell brothers seem genuinely committed to creating a game that's fun and fair for everyone, rather than just pushing players towards pay-to-win mechanics. This stands in stark contrast to Blox Fruits, where many players feel pressured to spend money to keep up or stay competitive. So, that's my take. Rell Seas is the clear winner for me. But hey, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, right? If you think Blox Fruits does something better than Rell Seas, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, later.